target acquisition with the big viewing window, it's really nice. I think this sight right here would actually make a really nice AR sight because of the large viewing window. And you could just bring that up and find the dot right away. I like this on an AR, as a matter of fact. Maybe even more than a pistol. Yeah, it's almost like cheating. It's too easy. Let's try double out buck. So UUQ did send this red dot out to the channel for free. And I thought, that's awesome. I get to keep this red dot, and I don't really want to mess it up because it's really nice. But then I thought, where's the fun in that? A lot of people do drop testing. It's boring. It's been done thousands of times. So I got something else in mind. So give me one sec. Front sight. Pretty good. Whoop. All right. Half pound to tannerite. 5 feet away. Fire in the hole. Just puts a smile on your face. All right, everybody. So we're here to take a look at the UUQ Eagle C28. It is a red dot with an RMR footprint. And you can mount it to a pistol, obviously, which I have right here on this Masada, or you can mount it to just about anything because within this box it comes with a Picatinny mount as well as a universal RMR plate that we will take a look at here in just a second. But I've got a small array, I guess you could say, of various red dots just to do a little bit of comparison. We've got a Hollow Sun here, a Sealy Wolf, and then this Primary Arms right here, as well as the Swamp Fox. And we're just going to kind of compare it to what is on this Masada right here, which is the Eagle C28. There's that dot right there. So obviously the dots appears much larger than it really is on camera, but it's a good dot. It's actually very crisp. And well, right now I actually have it on a very high setting because I was shooting it in daylight. But yeah, I mean, in full daylight, it was plenty bright enough. This is actually a very bright optic with a very large window.
You've called it the safety blanket,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
As I bring that up and I got that big giant window, and I'm
Sure.
like, I feel so safe.
Yep.
Feel happy.
Yep.
I can't change it.
100%.
I love it.
My whole thing about that, right, is think of it like a computer monitor.
It's very similar to the Trijicon SRO, but is actually slightly larger than the Trijicon SRO. This actually boasts a larger than 1 inch screen. I forgot exactly the dimensions, but I will notate them. And as of right now, this is actually, I think, the largest viewing window optic that I have, because it is just a massive window. It's not exactly the largest window on the market, but it is very large. This back portion right here is also a little bit beefier, so you can still kind of co-witness your iron sights, as you can kind of see maybe right here. I hope the camera's picking that up, but it's not nearly as thin as, say, for example, on this primary arms, which is usually what I do have mounted to this Masada right here. But the back of it is much smaller. And I also know that it's not the same size of the SRO, because whenever I do, like review videos like this, I kind of like to showcase some accessories that you might come across. And I did find this right here, this optic guard. It is a Trijicon SRO cover. You can kind of get the cover right here, the front of it, over the viewing window, but then the back of it, it just won't snap into place because it is much larger than the SRO. So there is just that to consider. It's not necessarily a downside or anything, because this is not exactly claiming to be an SRO. It's not a carbon copy of one. Obviously it's inspired by the SRO, but I feel like they did a really good job of just coming up with a really unique optic that you don't really see a lot of on the market, other than the SRO. But there's not really a lot of SRO copies out there, and especially at the price point that this comes in. So, full disclosure, UUQ did actually send this out to me for free, and I'm really happy that they did that, because this is a great optic. I really like it a lot. I would have probably bought something similar to this anyways, so thank you very much to UUQ for sending this out. They did see the video that I did on this UUQ right here, this mini reflex sight. If you want to check out the video on this optic right here, go ahead. But within the comments section of the video that I did for this red dot right here, UUQ reached out to me, and we exchanged email addresses, and then I gave them my actual address once I realized that it wasn't a scam. And then they sent this thing out. Within 2 days, it was actually on my doorstep, because they have it on Amazon right now for $120. No, I do not have a affiliate link or a coupon code or anything like that. So if you do find this, it's going to be $120. But by the way, I will have a link for it in the description. But I think it's well worth $120. I mean, especially when you're comparing it to something like the SRO, which I believe is like $400, something like that on a good day. So yeah, very cool. It does fit, even though it's a very large optic, it does fit just fine in this holster right here. I did have to do a little bit of tweaking. Usually I have this mag sitting parallel to the holster, but I had to kind of move it a little bit out of the way like that so that I could fit the optic in there. Like I was saying, this primary arms, I forgot exactly what this is called. Some sort of like classic something. But anyways, it sits way lower than this, than the Eagle C28. So what you get in the box? First of all, it does come with a cover. I think that this cover is still plenty better than this one right here, which this thing is just flimsy as can be. In the video that I made for this optic right here, I did talk about how like the one main downside was this flimsy cover, and they seem to go go away from that kind of a design and just make this fully enclosed cover right here. So this way it's really rigid, and even though it doesn't exactly fit very well when you have it mounted to a pistol, it will fit just fine when you have it mounted to something like this. And this is their Picatinny rail that comes in the box. So say it was on the optic or whatever, you would have no problem putting this cover on. So we'll come back to this in a second, because that AR right there is actually, I think, going to be the new home for this UUQ Eagle C28, which, by the way, is kind of a weird name, but it's all right. I would have just called it the Eagle. There's not any other optic out there called the Eagle, so that would have made it stand out. The C28, I think it might be 28 millimeters. I'm not exactly too sure, but I have no idea what the C stands for. But anyways, so moving aside from the cover, it comes with just about everything you need. I mean, first of all, look at all these screws, and they're all labeled, which is really nice. And aside from that, they're all Loctite, or not Loctite, but they all have thread locker on there. So that is awesome. So we'll just set that aside for a sec. It does come with some wrenches as well as an extra battery. And the battery, by the way, is a 1632 battery. Not exactly as ubiquitous as, say, a 2032, but it's still, very common. So not too hard to find a 1632. I believe that this is a universal RMR mounting plate, and it comes with, everything you need to mount it to just about anything. I've never actually used one of these before, but I do believe it's like a $20 value. I actually bought one separately right here, and I, kind of milled out the bottom here because I was going to use it for something else. Actually, I think I was going to use it for this. I was going to have it ride right there on top of the sight, but then I kind of figured out something else. But yeah, this right here was 20 bucks. And then as you can see, they give you one for free. I mean, that's just more of a suggestion right there. Do not eat, but I would say, you can snack on this for a little bit. And then underneath, you've got your instructions and, yeah, it's there. So the UUQ Eagle C28 instructions right there. They give you a nice little lens cloth. And that's about it. There's like some sort of a QR thingy right there. But yeah, I mean, it's a well thought out product, I will say, especially for the money. You get so much stuff. So let's just briefly go over a few things that UUQ, wanted me to talk about. One of which I already briefly touched upon, but it's the fact that has an enormous viewing window, and it is much, much larger than this Swamp Fox right here, as well as something like this, which is a Sealy Wolf, red dot. And my favorite pistol optic, as to date, I mean, this one's really good for sure. I do really like this Eagle C28 right here, but obviously I got to go with this Hollow Sun. If I was saying I'm gonna go to war or whatever, I think I would probably rather have this Hollow Sun on there, which, as you can see, the Hollow Sun is actually on because it has a shake away feature. And this, let me just go ahead and show you guys, this thing is actually loaded, and I believe there is a round in the chamber, but I am not going to shoot it. This is coming out of a system. It is my bedside gun, so that is always loaded, and this optic is always on with the shake awake feature. So obviously UUQ wasn't the first to do it, but they did it right, and I believe it has like a 4-minute shut off, maybe 2 minutes. I'll notate exactly what it is. It says in the instructions, but it's either 2 or 4 minutes. And they also wanted me to talk about just the overall craftsmanship, I will say, which is just really nice. I mean, it is a solid red dot, and I mean, it's still working, obviously. There's not really any scratches on here. You can kind of see from the intro of the video that I dragged this thing behind a car. I also shot it in very close proximity to some tannerite, and it looks great. As a matter of fact, there's one tiny little nick right here, and that is not from dragging it from the car, but really actually from every time I put it in the holster, I think it kind of hits the magazine right there. So it's just causing a little bit of wear right here, but it's really not that big of a deal. This thing has held up very nicely through all the testing, and I believe it'll continue to hold up very nicely. The one last thing I guess to talk about is the battery right here, which is a top loading battery. So you don't need to remove your the optic in order to change the battery. And I was shooting this on a rainy day, and there was no fogging going on, and I also got it pretty dirty when I dragged it behind the car. So I was pouring some water on it and trying to wash it off, and it still was doing just fine. You all will see that in the shooting footage in just a moment. And then the last thing, though, that speaking of shooting footage, that UUQ wanted me to talk about was the shock resistance. And this thing has incredible shock resistance. Like I said, I was dragging it behind a car. It was in very close proximity to a tannerite explosion. And just, I put it through the paces on this pistol as well as a shotgun and this AR-15 right here, which may just look like your typical AR-15 until you realize that the magazine has a little bit of a curve. This is a 7.62 by 39 AR-15, which has a little bit more recoil than your typical AR, but this optic right here was holding up just fine through all of the abuse that I was giving it. And as a matter of fact, I think that I'm going to mount it. I still have the Picatinny mount that came with the optic still mounted on top of here, because I am going to put it on top of this AR, and that's where the UUQ Eagle C28 will live, because I really liked it on this AR. I think it's actually a really good AR optic because of the large viewing window. You can use it just fine as a pistol optic, but I think I'm going to take it off of here. I'm going to put the primary arms dot back on the Masada and use the Eagle C28 as a AR optic. With this large viewing window, it's just real easy to find the red dot, to bring it up, find it, and make follow-up shots with it as well. So, all right, I believe that's enough talking. Let's go ahead and get into the shooting footage, and we'll come back and I'll just give you my final thoughts. All right, we got ourselves here a very cloudy day, but we're taking a look here at the UUQ Eagle C28. This is not the first shots. I put about 100 rounds through this pistol so far, and no issues whatsoever. I'm not a very good red dot pistol shooter. I'll just go and throw that out there, but I'm learning, so let me get to some practicing here. That's a good shot. Well, maybe I am a good red dot pistol shooter. Target acquisition with this very large viewing window is very nice. I mean, it makes it really easy to pull that red dot up and quickly find it. I can find the dot really easily. That big viewing window is really nice to find the dot. Just putting the dot on the target while I squeeze the trigger, that's the real trick right there. Got a couple shots there. Practice, you can get it down. Not that time. Yep. Last shot. Let's make it a good one. Got it. All right. By the way, this is the IWI Masada chambered at 9mm, and it already came cut for with an optic cut. So it was really nice being able to attach this. So I've got an AR chambered in 7.62 by 39. I just figured a little bit heavier recoil might help to put this thing to the test. as well as a shotgun, and that will really put it to the test because I've got some buckshot as well as some very high velocity slugs. So yeah, let's go ahead and move it on to the AR and see how it does. All right, so this is a 7.62 by 39 AR build, and got the UUQ Eagle C28 on top of it, and I haven't sighted it in or anything. I'm just gonna kind of see where it hits. So well, it seems to be hitting pretty much where I'm aiming. All right, so let's just do some rapid firing here. Probably a light primer strike. Yeah. I don't have that enhanced firing pin in here. I probably should put it in. Note to self, when you're building a 7.62 by 39 AR, get the enhanced firing pin. Oh, last one. All right, 10 more rounds. Alrighty, but yeah, seems to be staying zeroed, that's for sure. And that was definitely some pretty heavy recoil with those 7.62 by 39 rounds. So I went ahead and picked up those 5 rounds that didn't fire, so I wanted to see if I can get them to go off. Hey. Yep, went off that time. Second time's the charm. If you don't get your heavy strikes the first time, you'll probably get the second time. So this right here is actually a YouTube compliant magazine. This is a 28 round mag, but I'm pretty sure I only have about 25 or 26 rounds loaded up. So let's just see how these do real quick. Hopefully not too many light primer strikes. Target acquisition with the big viewing window, it's really nice. I think this sight right here would actually make a really nice AR sight because of the large viewing window. And you could just bring that up and find the dot right away. So that's really nice. I like this on an AR, as a matter of fact. Maybe even more than a pistol. Yeah, it's almost like cheating. Just too easy. One light primer strike. Hey. All right. Put this one last round in here. Yeah, she's doing real nice. And I didn't even have to sight it in that time. Went straight from the pistol to the AR without sighting in. And it's hitting pretty much in the middle. It's probably hitting a little high or something like that, but then again, I'm only at 15 yards. But by the way, you probably should not be firing an AR-15 at 15 yards, but don't do as I do. Do as I say, right? It's really nice. It does come with a Picatinny mount in the box. So if you don't want to, attach it to a pistol, you want to put it on your AR, you already got everything you need right there in the box. And it's a really nice mount, as a matter of fact. I've got it on a quick detach, but another thing I want to point out is that the iron sights co-witness really nicely through that big viewing window. You know, with I believe that's like a inch riser, maybe. Looks like about an inch, something like that. But this 1 inch riser, that was perfect for co-witnessing with your standard M-Bus 2 sights like that. So yeah, really well thought out little Picatinny mount right here. So all right, let's get that shotgun. All right, so this right here is a Rock Island Armory VRPA 40. Got a video on this if you want to go check it out, but it's just a 12 gauge pump action that takes these MK 1919 mags right here. We're going to start off with 5 rounds of birdshot, and if that goes well, we'll move on to 5 rounds of double-aught buck, and if that goes well, we'll move on to 5 rounds of this Winchester Super X right here. And this is about as powerful as you can pretty much get on the on, you know, like the regular market, you know, something that you can find in your local gun shop. But these are some 3-inch shells shooting a 1-ounce slug going 1,760 feet per second. So very fast for a 1-ounce slug. So let's go and start with the birdshot. And I have not sighted in the red dot on here. Whoop. Safety. Not bad. I think it's shooting a little bit to the left, it looks like. So let's try some double-aught buck real quick. Put it hurting in my shoulder, knocked over the target stand, but that red dot's still on. I'm pretty sure it's staying 0 too, because I was able to hit the target with every single shot. So, all right, let's go ahead and try some of these 3-inch slugs real quick right here. Let me load that up. Yeah, that mount is really nice. It's staying solid so far. I'm gonna pick up that target that just fell over and move it back to about 25 yards instead of 15, because with these 3-inch shells, I don't want to risk anything coming right back at me. Okay, so I'm pretty sure it's about 25 yards. I think that was a miss. I think it's hitting the left. I'm gonna have to aim a little right, I think. Woo. Yeah, I have to aim really far right. Okay. I'm just gonna shoot at the 15-yard target. Woo. I didn't hit anyways. But not to the fault of this red dot. I mean, it's still very solid here. And it's still on. So, seems to be holding up just fine. Very cool. All right. I mean, it's not coming loose or anything. And after some 3-inch shells, I don't really know what would knock it loose. So, I've got exactly 5 rounds left of the birdshot. And I need to clean off that target because there's a bunch of grass all over it from it falling over. So, this should do the trick. Gotta turn it on. Alright. So after about 20 rounds, this thing is still tight. and it's seems like it's staying zeroed, even though it wasn't really zero to begin with, but it's still hitting, you know, in the same spot every single time. So now that we're done with some shooting testing, let's move on to some real durability testing. All right, so I've got it back on the pistol, and I didn't do any sighting in at all, and it seemed to maintain zero after getting swapped from the pistol to the AR to the shotgun and then back to the pistol. And you can see from the silhouette target right there that it's hitting dead center, exactly where I'm aiming. So I want to do some drop testing, or durability testing for that matter. But a lot of people do drop testing. It's boring. It's been done thousands of times. So I got something else in mind. So give me 1 sec. Grass on the front side. Pretty good. Whoop. Oh, this thing is so dirty. Good so far. If I can just catch the loose rounds here. The only thing I'm really worried about is there's cow poop all over the place. So I hope I don't run over any of that. Oh no. My my worst fears. Let me get some gloves on. I knew I shouldn't have said anything. That is disgusting. Okay. Gonna really need to clean this guy. Oh my god, there's poop on the sight. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. What am I doing? It was definitely a good idea in practice. Okay. Whew. She's nasty. Alright, hang on, where'd that one round go? I'm pretty sure it's still sighted in. I think I was just not aiming very well there. There it is. Okay. Let me go ahead and grab a bottle of water real quick. Ugh. Smell this thing. let me go ahead and wash it off a bit. I think that this will also double kind of as the water bottle test. So, or not water bottle test, but see if it'll stand up under water resistance. Yep. I can still see the dot. All right. A little bit more water. Why not? Yep. Still see the dot. All right. Let me go ahead and get a fresh mag in here. I'm gonna need to clean the heck out of this gun. Oh my god. I just got some major splashback. I think she's working like a charm. And this thing got nasty, as well as my face. So my face was already pretty nasty, but now it's kind of covered in cow shit, as well as this gun. So let me go ahead and wipe it down. Then when I get home, I'm gonna clean the heck out of this thing. That is disgusting. All right, so I've taken the UUQ Eagle C28, 28C, something like that, off the pistol. I cleaned it up, so it just looks a little nicer. As well as I don't mind touching it with my bare hands now. But again, a lot of people do drop testing. That's boring. I got another idea in mind. So it is on right now. I'll go and show you guys. As you can see, we've got a dot. So let me go ahead and set up the next test and the next and final test. So give me 1 second. All right, so the reason why I took it off the pistol is because I wanted to stick it onto this piece of wood right here, this little stand, and I've got about a half-pound of tannerite over there, and we're gonna stick this thing about 10 feet away, and that should, go ahead and display whether or not this thing is not exactly shock-proof, but maybe shock-resistant. Again, a lot of people like to do drop tests. Here at the amateur channel, we're a little different, so give me 1 sec. It's also starting to rain right now, so great. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. That's facing directly at the tannerite. So the shock wave from the tannerite should hit the top of the, don't want to forget this, but the shock wave of the tannerite should hit the top of the red dot. So it'll kind of simulate if you drop it, if it's like attached to a pistol and you drop it on the ground and it hits the top. We'll go and see what happens here. So we're going to shoot it with this guy. So it does have a suppressor, so I'm not going to put on hearing this time. So I'm just going to fire one shot, hopefully, if I don't miss. All right, fire in the hole. Holy crap. That red dot's still going. I think we got to put it at 5 feet away. I got one more half-pounder, but here, check it out. Let's see here. Are we going to be able to see it? There it is. Red dot is still on. One, two, three, 4, 5. 5 feet away from a shockwave from half a pound of tannerite. I know y'all are thinking a half a pound, that's no big deal. Well, you just saw the first shot. It's a big deal. So let me go and mix up one more. All right, I'm going to keep it in the mixing can, as a matter of fact, just to save some time because it's raining out here. All right. Half-pound of tannerite from 5 feet away. Fire in the hole. Just puts a smile on your face. And I'm surprised it didn't knock this thing over, but we've still got a dot. So this thing is holding up. See if you guys can see. There it is. And it's raining good out here. So let me go ahead and call it quits, and I'll see you guys back inside. All right, so welcome back. So yes, I do really like this optic a lot. Yes, I actually would probably pay the full price of $120. And yes, I am extremely stoked that UUQ sent this out to the channel for free, but I highly recommend it. I think it is a great optic. And like I said, I am going to be, right after this video, mounting it on top of this AR right here. And that is where the UUQ Eagle C28 will live, at least indefinitely. But anyways, that's about enough rambling. I mean, I know this video is extremely long. If you're still watching, I really appreciate it. UUQ, I really appreciate you sending out this optic. It's pretty unique, actually very similar to this guy right here, which doesn't really look like anything else on the market. It's, you know, that's kind of why I got it in the first place. I just thought it was very unique. And I think that UUQ is doing some unique stuff. So I hope that they continue to make good products like this. And yeah, I guess that's about it. So thank you very much for watching.